Alright, what is up guys, it's Zero here, and today I'll have for you my first deck profile from set 20, and it is none other than, big surprise, it's Kagero. It's the clan I was looking forward to playing the most in Legion. We don't have all the support yet, we're missing the great thing that I actually care for, because it's Overlord, but we did get two cards, a bunch of cards actually, but the two noble cards being the Vortex Dragonute, which is a big boost to the deck, and the Pain Laser, which I don't think is as good. As of right now, there's like a bajillion lists floating around. I actually don't think this deck is solved. I personally do have like two lists that I personally like the most. I'll be going over the list I think is in my opinion is the best list. So just take this. If you're watching this, you'll probably get from my opinion. So this is in my opinion the best list. If you want to see a different list, let me know down below in the comments, and I'll do a separate video for that list. But the list that I've personally been having the most success with is honestly very similar to the deck before, and wait for it, wowies, would you look at that, there's like 8 new cards in the deck, pretty much, 9 if you want to count the one-of, but the deck is very similar to what it was before. As you'll see, I play 0 Pain Laser, so that's how good I think the card is. But there is definitely a different list that I do play that does play the 4 Pain Laser, so but that's a different list. If you want to see that, let me down below. Let me know down below, and I'll gladly do a video for that too. Even if you don't let me know, I might do it anyway. So, but that aside, I'll do the card by card for this first, and then I'll explain after that why I think this is the proper way to play a deck. So, starter is, to nobody's surprise, it is Conroe. Wow. Conroe grabs you PG. He can grab you the Roman to trade the Nouvelle for a different grade 3 in hand. He can grab you the Gojo if you want it. More often than not, it's grabbing you a PG, sometimes a Roman. Coolest thing about this thing is that because it goes to drop as cost, it's a card you can put back in Legion, back in later on. So he is a +1 to drop, which is relevant because we're in Legion format. Aside from that, Conroe's a cool guy, pretty good card. New starter is nowhere near as good as Conroe, so you definitely don't play it. So yeah, we still play Conroe. PG, yeah, this is the Seal Dragon, that's not Seal Dragon, that's the Perdition PG. I don't know, they gave one to us. It didn't really matter because nothing in the deck requires you to discard any Perditions or anything, so. PG, again, is preference. This is the exact same thing as Rhino Cross. I just think this one looks cooler, so I play this one instead. I don't want to play Bari, I don't want to play old PGs, but if you like old PGs, you can play Bari. You want to play new PGs, Rhino Cross is the same thing if you don't want to get these over, because this is a type 2 PG where only procs if you're taking lethal. And then Gojo, he's you know him, you love him. Tap self, drop one, draw one. It's a filter. Again, we're in Legion. This card can help you fill and drop. Also, very important thing is that this card can help if you don't have the Roman in hand. It lets you, or when you're on grade 3, it lets you dump the grade 4 Nouvelle in hand to drop Legion back, or just get out of your hand because it's a brick in your hand because you can't call it down. It's just very nice to have. I definitely have tried playing around with playing a list like this, but playing less Gojos and more of the new grade 1 countercharger. But I think Gojo is very needed for the deck, in my opinion. So yeah, that's why I play this. Next up is the Novo Roman. On play, you put him. If you're a Vanguard grade 2 or lower, you can put the grade 4 Nouvelle back to your deck, structure deck running grade 3. Best thing about this card is that when you're in Legion and your mate is a grade 2, which isn't relevant now because all of Kagero's Legions right now are with grade 2 mates, but later on we get stuff like the Cross, which Legion's a grade 3, so wouldn't work in that situation. But since when you're in Legion and your mate is a grade 2, your Vanguard does count as a grade 2, meaning that while you are in Legion, you can actually use this card's skill. Before, you could only use it if you were actually on grade 2 or lower, but now when you're in Legion, you can put the grade 4 back to add a grade 3 to hand. What grade 3 would you add with this? Obviously, it's the Vortex Dragonute, because Dragonute needs a Persona Blast, or I guess it doesn't have to ditch the grade 3, but ideally you ditch the grade 3, this fetches the grade 3, and you can ditch it for cost, which is very nice. This interaction is super good, but you play this card because it's good to begin with because you were tutoring for grade 3s you want multiple copies of. The Dragonute needs Persona, Dote needs Persona, so very good card. This card just very nice with a deck like this. And lastly, the one of, I don't know the name of this card, but it is Perdition name, and then his skill is Rearguard Circle. When something in the same column as this card is retired by a card effect, if your Vanguard is a Perdition, you can Soul Blast 1 and Counter Charge 1. So it's Counter Charge, it's nice. Before your 1-of slot, it didn't matter at all. Now this is by far your best 1-of slot in this deck like this. If you really don't value Gojo that much, you can definitely cut a few copies of Gojo for more of this, but I personally really like Gojo, so I personally chose to leave Gojo at 4, just left this as a 1-of. The main reason I don't think that this card is that good, even in a list where you are running a lot more higher skills, with like Pain Lasers, his mate, and other stuff like that, is because to counter charge, you have to counter blast. The only skill that actually counter charges for you, where you don't go negative and you don't go neg and counter blast, is with Pain Laser retiring 2 cards in the same column as it for the 1 counter blast. But the thing with this card is you can't. It's not something like Balin or Dorant where you can just play the card down, unflip, and then not use the retire skill. With this card, if you're not retiring, and you need, like, let's just say a situation where you have only 1 counter blast, you can't do anything with it. You're actually stuck with 1 counter blast. So I think this card's counter blasting is a little awkward. Also requires you to have Soul, which is not really that big of an issue, but if you use this, you might actually not have the Soul to use the Nouvelle Persona Blast, so that is also Soul Blast 3, but that doesn't come up often enough for me to not want to play this as a 1-of. So yeah. Overall, it's an okay card, but the counter charge timing is a little awkward a lot of the time. So I'm not the biggest fan of this card. I thought this card would be played at a 4, no question, but look at it now. It's now a 1-of in the list like this. Yeah, onwards to grade 2s. To go over the old cards first, the Bellicosity, on hit, counter charge 1. It's counter charge in a deck that loves the counter blast, so obviously you play it at multiples. If you don't want this many, you can definitely cut down, play like more or retire or something, but I think 4 is very nice for this deck. Striking, resist, or is it resist? No, not resist, restraint. That's the keyword for this card. Restraint, you can't attack a Vanguard Circle, and, well, run upon game Vanguard 5k and a crit. It's nice tempo. This card's very nice. You obviously know the old play Strike and Doubt, where you restand a 2 crit Vanguard. Yeah, and it's on rear, it's 10k body. The crit pressure is nice. You can also use this as a way to damage deny without actually giving up on damage to get the damage back on the next turn. Damage deny is somewhat relevant now because against something like gold, you don't want them using. If you can't deal with their board, if they have a turn 2 Aggro Veil, you don't give them the counter blast, they don't do anything. So damage denying does come in handy sometimes with this card, but it's more for the tempo play where you can like Strike and Dote, or you can just low commit, do 2 damage. Like, it's just a really nice card to have. It's a very good card tempo wise, is the best way to put it. And then 1-of, I choose to play the Critic. It's a CB 1 retire sometimes because you need the Nouvelle Vogue in hand, so can be awkward there, but still an okay card. If you happen to draw this and there's you can snipe the opposing Conros, turn 2. It's nice. And finally, the last 4 of the new card is the Perdition Whirlwind Dragon. He is a 12k attacker. During your turn, plus 3k for Vanguards of Perdition. So it's a 12k attacker if you're Vanguards of Perdition, meaning if you're on Dragon Noob, it is a 12k attacker. If you're on Dope, it's not. It's just 9k vanilla. Really sucks, but what can you do? You are actually forced to play this card at 4, more or less, because of Dragon Noob needing a Persona discard, being itself or its mate while you're in Legion being this card. So playing anything less than 4 just doesn't make sense. The Dragon Noob skill is really powerful, so obviously you want to maximize on it. 4 and 4 of each. Yeah, so that's it for the grade 2s, and lastly the grade 3s. The 1-of is good old Dragonic Overlord. CB3, clear the front row. Now you can even search it when you're on grade 3. Search the 1-of because of the fact that if you're in Legion, you can use the Roman to search this card. If this card's just a better way to kill than just using Newt, because the Newt is a neg 1. So if you're short on cards, this card can be better than Newt in some situations. So yeah, cool one, a good 1-of. Dote, good old Dote, cross-ride with base DO. Will basically never come up now because I play 1 DO and I don't even care to go for the cross-ride even if I can. And on hit to Vanguard, or on hit to anything. On hit, CB2, Persona Blast, restand it, draw 2. And it's the only form of plussing this deck has. Also an extra attack. Just Dote is just super solid for the deck. It's never been a bad card. It still isn't a bad card. It's still an amazing card. Being able to have like the super high roll play of Strike and Dote into Newt the next turn to end the game by turn 3, 4 is like super good. Like a high roll play of that is just super nice. Also, because Dote drops a card into drop for the Persona Blast, also gets you an extra card into drop to Legion. So this card, if you can do the Persona Blast, is your best first right. You want to do like one dote, and then you want to transition into Strike It or Not, and then transition into the Dragon Newt and try to end the game by that on that turn for like a triple check if they're at 4. So yeah, very good card and definitely your best first right. And the last old card is the Dragonic Nouvelle. Soul Blast 3, Counter Blast 3, Persona Blast to nuke the board, and if either player has 5 or more damage, if either player has 5 damage, you null triggers, which is cool. No more 6 heals, no 6 heals for them. If you're at 5, no defense for them either. Really nice. But this card's a nice finisher for being able to null 6 heals and stuff, but it's honestly mainly played here because of the Romans to like tutor your grade 3s, tutor dotes early, tutor newts early and late into the game, which is just really nice. And finally, the newest introduction to the deck is the Perdition Dragon. Well, I don't even remember his full name. Like Perdition Dragon, Vortex Dragon. Right. Vortex Dragon. That's his entire name. And Legion with the 12k attacker, and then once per turn, if you are in Legion, so this is not a on Legion skill, which is very good. I think on Legion skills are just not as good as you do them once, and then to re-Legion do it again. As long as you're on Legion, this card just keeps working. So once per turn, if you're in Legion, you can CB2 Persona discard. So again, since you're in Legion, either a copy of itself or the 12k or 12k attacker to retire 2 grade 2 or lower rear guards. So you can retire grade 3s. Sometimes relevant, but whatever I guess. Try 2 grade 2 or lower rear guards, and then if your opponent's damage is at 4 or less, you ping them for 1. You deal them a damage, and this damage nulls trigger effects. So if they hit a draw trigger, no draw for them, no draw power trigger either. If they heal, no heal for them either. Very nice. So this card is the long and short of it. The TLDR is CB2 Persona discard. Retire 2, grade 2 or lowers, ping them for 1, that 1 damage cannot be nulled by trigger. Very powerful skill. The skill is absolutely amazing. Although to note, the skill is a -1 because you discard 1 for cost, but the skill is absolutely devastating. If they're at 4, they better have 3 PGs. If they're at 5, it's also 3 checks, but if they're at 4, you just get 3 checks by using the skill, which is really good. Assuming you can make rear columns that hit, of course, but yeah. Very powerful skill. Like, this is what Dragruler wishes he was. Dragruler isn't even half as good as this card. Dragruler sucks compared to this card. This card's amazing. Dragruler sucks. And then his other skill is during your turn when something is retired by a Cardfight plus 3k. So very good in tandem with his Persona Blast skill. Very bad power condition otherwise because he's a 20k base when you're in Legion, meaning he doesn't scale with anything. He just doesn't hit because every Vanguard at this point in the game is now like 11k. So they hit a defensive through 21, you're on a 1 pass, which really sucks. But in tandem with this is really good because if you, let's say they had 2 intercepts, you killed both their intercepts off, and then you ping them for 1, they're at 16, assuming they're all cross-shot base, of course, they're at 16. Now you're at 26, you got 2 retires off, you swing a 16k lane into them, even in hit a defensive, this thing's still hitting, so. Very good with its Persona Blast skill, but not so good otherwise when you can't retire with the card effect, so yeah. Overall, what do I think about this deck? Very powerful, very good. Dragon Newt's a very amazing card. The deck it just flows really well when you get to do your thing, but obviously it's so Kagero, the deck still doesn't draw cards for shit. You are very reliant on red triggers, so yeah. The reason I think this list is better than other lists, I'll just go over the other options in general that you could play. So I think Dauntless just sucks. I don't want to sit on a fucking vanilla Vanguard and then wait for them to give me a 4 and then maybe kill them. Although with Newt, the thing, your breaker turn is very powerful. Like, but I don't think that's worth playing. I don't think that warrants playing Dauntless in the deck to have a cool kill turn when you can just kill them anyways with Newt, because Newt's just good enough by itself. There's the Pain Laser. Pain Laser I think is an okay card, but Pain Laser the problem with Pain Laser to me is that it's just not high impact enough, in my opinion. It's very efficient in retiring, because CV1 to kill 2 cards is very nice. But my biggest issue with Pain Laser is that he's an on-Legion skill, meaning you do it once, you kill a column, maybe not even a column, maybe you kill 1 card, and then you have to re-Legion to do anything else, otherwise you're stuck on a vanilla Vanguard, which, again, sucks. So yeah, that's why I don't think Pain Laser is very good, not amazing. I think Dauntless just sucks. Other decks I've seen floating around are like 8 Legion, 4 Overlords, and you don't play Nouvelle at all, which is pretty much my other list. 8 Legion with Nouvelle, which is also fine, but like I personally think this is the best way to play the deck, because Built First Ride gives you something good to do. As a first ride, lets you draw a few cards, set your drop up for Legion, and then leading into Dragon Youth for lethal, which is just really nice. This deck just flows really well together, so yeah. This is my deck profile for this Kagero list. Again, if you want to see the other one, let me know down below in the comments, and I'll do it. If you want to see it, like and subscribe, all the good stuff. I'll have some things for you guys after this as usual, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.